Hello guys, welcome back to our backyard garden. Today I want to bring you guys to attention of this amazing fruit tree right behind me. This right here is an Asian pear tree. As for the variety, I do not know exactly what it is, but I have an idea of what it is. It's either a shinshiki or a neshiki. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but the reason why I'm leaning toward a shinshiki is that when they ripen, they are slightly yellowish, okay? Not as yellow as the neshiki. So, yeah, if you are planting to grow an Asian pear tree and you are thinking about it, stop hesitating. You need to do it ASAP, okay? Reason being, I will give you the reasons. But first, let me just tell you guys, if I could only grow one fruit tree, only one. I love peaches, I love cherries, and I love apple. But if I could only have one, an Asian pear tree right here, this would be it. Look at all the amazing fruit, guys. Right now, it's all covered with hundreds of fruit, and they are all delicious. Okay, so let me give you guys a whole list of the reason why this would be my go-to fruit trees, my number one. So first, let me go ahead and pick one and give you guys a view of what this shinshiki look like. Okay, as you can see, it is very round, not super large, but a medium to smaller size pear. Okay, and it is very greenish with a slight hint of yellow. Okay, the more ripe it is, the more yellowish they will turn. So yeah, that is how they look. Now, as for the taste, the best time to be picking these is right in the morning. Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the flesh of these Asian pears, especially this variety, is very crispy. I have eaten a lot of apples, pears, crunchy fruits of all kinds, but nothing compared to the crispiness of this pear. This to me resembles more of an apple, okay? With a slight hint of that pear taste. It is very watery. I eat these so much every time I'm out here in the garden that I just chew it for the water. It is so refreshing on a hot summer day. Here we are in the middle of August. This is my best performing fruit so far. Watery, crispy, crunchy. The skin is not as thick, especially for this variety. It does have a pit in the middle, which is a little bit more tart. But who eat the pits, right? The best way I can describe how the sweetness it is think of a light brown sugar, very mellow, sugary, brown sugarcane taste, okay? Light sugarcane, sugary, watery taste. And man, it is truly amazing. Okay, here's the seed in the middle. Oh, and you know what? Let me grab the camera and show you guys more of this amazing pear tree. Okay guys, I will go ahead and give you guys the rundown on the good qualities of this Asian pear tree. I will, eat a few as I talk along with you guys. So let's get started. Don't mind my chewing noise. So this Senshiki right here, the best qualities about it, and that is it is self-fruitful, which means we don't need a pollinator, okay? So only one tree in our yard is sufficient to produce a heavy amount of Asian pear. Yes, that's amazing, ain't it? Secondly, I have tried a lot of grafting on apples, cherries, peaches, and I don't know if you guys know, but pear tree is probably the easiest varieties to graft. So there are many versions of Asian pears. For example, Korean giant pears, Hosui, and many other varieties. And if you want to have a Frankenstein type of a Asian pear tree, look at how easily it is grafted, guys. Look, I bought a few sticks, branch, and tried grafting this spring, and look at how amazing it has is that taken on. Okay, you guys see that? This is my pear film tape, which I grafted another pear variety on here, an Olympic giant. So next year I will have fruits off of that. Okay, yeah, basically every graft that I try on this Asian pear, it took, you guys. For example, right here is a Hosui, and I'm a beginner at grafting, and I was quite surprised to see the success on it. So you can have 5-in-1 pear tree if you want to, 6-in-1, 8-in-1, whatever to your liking. Now, I think the best quality, why I enjoy this pear tree so much, is that every year, year after year, without fail, you guys, without fail, late frost, freezing temperature in late April, May, whatever, because it bears an abundance of flowers, thousands and thousands of beautiful blooms. There's always pear to be picked years after year without fail. Unlike peaches, cherries, apples, they can be wiped out. You might get fruit once or twice a year, or every 2-3 years here in Amarillo. But this Asian pear variety will give you pears every dang year. It is very, very, right on the money, basically. While the rest can not give you any fruits. Look at that, guys. Just cluster and cluster of good eating size pears. If you never had them before and you got them from the grocery store, I guarantee you it's not as good as freshly picked in your own yard, guys. Also, if you only have boiled pear, those standard American pears, that is, they are pretty good, But I tell you guys what, if they are an 8 out of 10, these are 10, 11 out of 10. Okay, I have eaten quite a few varieties of pears, but these guys, oh my goodness, they're just very different, right? Very, very different. Crispy, crunchy, very watery. It's not as dense as the American version. Not as dense, guys. There are a variety that is dense. Okay, for example, the Olympic giant, it is large, right, like this. It is very heavy, but it still retains that crispy, crunchy, watery texture, that light brown sugarcane taste. Yeah, very, very yummy, delicious. Okay, now let me show you guys how this tree tend to set their fruit, why they are so consistent year after year. Okay, this is the branch. Previous years, 4 or 5 years ago, they fruited here, and then every year a new bud from that branch would create a new bud. Okay, so last year it was right here. Now this year it grew a little bit and it fruit some it gave flowers, and here it is, our fruit. So for next spring it will continue to grow a little, you know, a little stubborn here, and continue to give us amazing, delicious pears. So yeah, Asian pear, Senshiki Asian pear. Let me put the camera down and let's talk about the most important quality in my opinion. Okay, there are many good qualities, but let me put the camera down and talk more about why I would only plant this if I only get one chance to plant a fruit tree in my yard. Okay, so why would I only recommend, if you can only plant one fruit tree, to plant this guy? Let me explain it right now. Oh, so good. Let me explain. This tree right here will give you fruits, good eating, picking fruits for almost the whole month of August. Okay, here we are in the second week of August, and I've been picking these pears and eating it for the last 2 weeks. It started as a little bit of sweetness, right? Very crispy, and each and every day it get better and better. My point is, the ripening time is so long, you guys. Unlike peaches, where you have to pick it, you know, a few days before they are good, these guys begin to taste good 2 to 3 weeks, even a month before they are truly ripened. But they still taste so amazing. That is what blown my mind about this Senshiki Asian pear. If you are in Zone 7, Amarillo, Oklahoma, Kansas, wherever it is possible to grow this variety, you have to. Okay, this is the first fruit trees that I would plant, and given only one option, this is it. Now let me get back to the ripening duration. With peaches, with cherries, with apples, they get bug infestation, especially from those crows, those birds. Yeah, when they notice that your peaches are red or cherries turning red, they will come and hunt it down like no other. This Asian pear, you won't have to worry about any type of bugs, birds, worms, until really they are very, very ripe and turn yellowish, you know, super ripe basically. If I was a bug, insect, and you left me a fruit that ripe for so long in the tree, of course I'm gonna eat it, right? So, so bug, insect, birds, they will leave these guys alone for quite a long time until you get your fill of fruit. Yeah. And another amazing thing is, I can go on and on, but Asian pears, if you put in the fridge, which is how you need to eat them to keep them cold and keep it chill, because it is so refreshing, they will last for months and months and months, just like an apple, okay? And they will still be as crispy, as sweet as when you first picked it. So, yeah. I don't want to make the video too long. I can ramble on and on. But man, Asian pear, if you want to grow one, this is it. If you can start out with one fruit tree, this is it. You can graft multiple varieties on one tree. The thing is, you just got to be patient for 2 to 3 years, okay? And each and every year, they will taste better and better and better. This tree is at the mature stage, so every single fruit tastes so good. But I guarantee you guys, you put one in the ground, give it a year or two, have your first Asian pear, if you never had it before, you will be blown. It will blow your mind. Yeah, that's how good it is. So I leave it at that. Comment down below if you have any questions. Shinshiki, this is 90%, I'm pretty sure that's Shinshiki. So next spring, this fall, find yourself one, plant one. They do amazingly well, handle, you know, all type of soil. From where I'm at in Amarillo, they are pretty much disease resistant. That's amazing. So yes guys, I leave it at that. Peace, stay healthy, grow what you love to eat. Asian pear, Shinshiki, one of the best.